Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam wa ala. Before we begin, inshallah, anyone in the room who feels the need to talk, please leave the room. If there is anyone in the room who has the need to speak, please leave the room. Why? Because our teachers, they taught us that perhaps that one time that the listener was distracted, they'll miss the most important part of the entire lecture. So please, if you cannot give me and give these people listening to me your respect, we're asking you to please leave the room. So, alhamdulillah. Can I use one of these other mics? Bismillah. Okay. So, alhamdulillah. I've spoken today with many of you individually and collectively. I've spoken to some of the elders and I've spoken to some of the youth. Or spoken, excuse my English grammar, alhamdulillah. Right? And one thing that I am finding common is that many of us do not know our religion. So today, I'm not here to give you a speech to make you feel good. I'll be honest with you. So long as I say what I think is appropriate, if you feel good or not, it means nothing. Why? Because today, we are practicing a Islam that only makes us feel good. All we want is a feel-good deen. But struggle doesn't feel good. Being oppressed, it doesn't feel good. But every time, if you look in the past, in 1400 years, when the Muslims were successful, they went through struggle. And somehow today, we've arrived to a point where nobody wants to struggle. That's not true Islam. We are the group of people on this earth who struggle and overcome. That's who we are. Past and present. We are the people who struggle and overcome. So what people are we? Okay. We are the people who what? You guys don't sound like you're trying to overcome something. Right? Like, I don't know. You guys don't sound like you're trying to overcome something. We are the people who what? That's who we are. And if you never had any struggle, then how would you know the level of your iman? How would you know how much you really love Allah if you've never been tested? You've never been tested. So today, the topic is, can we be Canadians and Muslims? And I think everyone knows the answer. So I'll ask you, can we be Canadian and Muslim? You mean that? You sure? Right? Can we be Canadian and Muslim? Of course we can. Of course we can. Every single one of us, after the Prophet ﷺ, are converts. So many of us were born in the deen these days, but how Islam reached Pakistan. Do you think the Sahaba said, hey, can we be Pakistani and Muslim? Hey, can we be Bengali and Muslim? Hey, can we be Sudanese and Muslim? One problem that we're having here in the West is that we give too much credit to the landslide here. Too much credit. Why? Because if all those conquests, everywhere the Muslims went, if they made it better, every single place that they went, past and present, what's so different about Canada? I'm serious, because I'm tired of this fake like Islamophobia stuff. I'm telling you, the Muslims in the past have been through far worse, and guess what? They've achieved much more than we're achieving now. But no one wants struggle. No one wants anyone to say anything bad about me. That's not real life. Because guess what? In Canada, they're not hanging you. They're not sicking dogs on you. They're not hosing you down with water. They're not coming to your neighborhoods to come get you, take you somewhere and put a bullet in your head. They're not doing that here. So if you ask me, a black American, I'm going to say, what oppression? I'm going to say, what oppression are you speaking of? That's me as a black person. Now, me as a Muslim, I say to myself, oh, okay. Many of the Arabs, they've come here, they've done well for themselves. They have stores and businesses, they have degrees, they have houses, they come together, their group economics is amazing. We have to slow them down. What's their commonality? Because they're all different, but what's their commonality? Their commonality is Islam. So if you ask a black guy from America, Islamophobia is a new form of racism. That's it. That's it. And it's not targeted against black Muslims, it's targeted against brown Muslims. And this is a serious issue. Because only an issue like that will make us question ourselves if we can be Canadian and Muslim. And only if we don't learn our deen, we'll take any other answer other than, of course we can. So I'll be honest. Please learn your religion, because your religion is perfect. And your religion will make anything that's bad good. And your religion will take anything that's good and make it better. And if you're a person who's already better, then your religion is going to bring you to your best. That's the Islam that we practice. We don't practice an Islam where we run and we hide. We practice an Islam where we stand up and we fight. And we fight with the best of manners and with the utmost mercy. That's the job of the Muslims. Because as soon as one would ask himself, can I be a Canadian and a Muslim? Well, I don't know. Because, at university things are happening like this. At school, things are happening like this. My mom told me to shave my face off because, she doesn't want me to, get into any problems with any other non-Muslims. So I get it. The issue is real. I get it. We'll never be able to combat this particular issue without knowledge. It will not happen. And I fear today, I talk to the youth today literally all day. From the time I walked in the door until I just got on the stage. I talk to the youth today all day. And many of them, they're misunderstood and they don't know their religion. But my thing to the youth, and I'm telling them all day long, perhaps many of our parents don't know the religion that well either. They don't. Just because he's my father doesn't make him a scholar. Just because she's my mother doesn't make her a scholar. So here's the thing. Our parents, they came to the West and they worked. They worked and they worked hard. So much so that you have a community like this today. That's how hard they worked. And because they spent all of their time working and sacrificing to give you a better life than the life that they had, they didn't spend much time learning. It's fine. The problem we have today is when young people take advantage of that. It's when you take advantage of what your parents don't know. Because can I be a Canadian and a Muslim? Your parents, they're not asking themselves this question. They're not. Your parents, they're Muslims wherever they go. Anywhere on the globe they go, they are Muslims. So this idea, this identity crisis between being a Westerner and a Muslim, this is something that young people are going through. Your parents are fine. They're fine. And I'll be honest with you, they don't understand what it is that you are going through. They did not go through it. And guess what? When they were growing up, conditions were much rougher and much harder. So please forgive them if they're not so soft with you all the time. They've given you very good lives. Trust me. They've given you very, very good lives. So at least give them the respect for that. And because they work a lot, because they don't know Facebook and Instagram, iPhones, this, that, all this, stop taking advantage of the Western part of society that they don't know nothing about. That's the problem we have. We have a gap between our elders and our youth. And we need to bridge this gap. We need to bridge this gap. One of the worst ideals that we've adopted in the West is disrespect for our parents. One of the worst ideals that we've adopted in the West is disrespecting our parents. And for all of the adults who came here on your own, right? Mama, daddy, alhamdulillah. One of the worst ideals that we as adults have adopted in the West is the love of dunya. And no matter if we come to the mosque, right, and we're super religious with our friends, this, that, our children, they see us in the house. Our children, they know us better than anybody else. Our children, they know how sincere or how not sincere we are. So I got to tell this to you, please, everybody, stop faking. Stop. Please, stop. Why? Because if we keep it real with each other, we'll start breaking down these barriers. We'll start breaking down these walls. When our kids leave their houses, when they come home, they'll be the same person that left the house earlier. They'll still be the person that we love and that we raised. But because we act two ways, they start to act two ways. And it only hurts us when the two ways is against you. Oh no, Baba. Oh no. Oh no, Abu. Oh no, Umi. I'm just going with my friends. Oh. No, it's going to be all girls there. And then they go, and because our parents, they don't know Facebook, they don't know Instagram, maybe they check your text messages, but they didn't check your DMs. Right? Because you know they say it goes down in the DM. The chuckles you heard, elders, that's agreement. That's an agreement that they're agreeing with me. And you don't know nothing about a DM. Mommy, daddy, you have no clue what the DM is. It's like a whole secret society that you know nothing about. It's for only young people. And now our young people are taking advantage of what you don't know. So here's the thing. Our elders are very, 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 very wise. And I'm not talking about like knowledge in the religion, because that's a career path. To study the deen and teach the deen, it's like going to be a doctor, even more important than that. Much more important than that. Far, far more important than that. Why? Because a doctor, perhaps, you know, if I mess up your heart or something in surgery, you just die. Right? But hey, if I'm the religious leader and I mess up, perhaps I send you to hell. Most important career path that we have is the man of knowledge. But these days, the love of the money, that brother's broke. Right? I'm begging you, tap into this wisdom that your parents have. Your parents have lived a life and they are losing energy. They just don't have the energy anymore. I've been working and grinding and striving, taking care of you, your brothers, your sister, everything, all these years, all this time. I am tired. And you don't even help me around the house. I'm tired, and you don't even help me in the house. What kind of kid are you? What kind of daughter are you? What kind of son are you? You don't even help me in the house, and I'm tired. I just took care of you and paid for everything for the last 20 years, and now you don't even help me in the house. I have to remind you about garbage and trash and washing the dishes or loading the washer. I have to remind you to respect your mother. You put your fathers in bad positions when you disrespect your mother. Because your father, he will let no one disrespect his wife. And now here it is, he loves you so much, he's like, why do you speak to your mom this way? Like Why put them in such bad position? But here's the thing, flip side, because there's always a flip side. So our parents, they have the wisdom from the life lived. From that life lived, they're losing their energy. Alhamdulillah. Young people, you don't have any wisdom. You know nothing. Alhamdulillah. You know some things, but you went to school, you learned ABCs, 1, 2, 3, some algorithms, boom, 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 right? Cool, I got you. But in the class of life, you know absolutely nothing. Many of you, the only thing you know are the comforts that were given to you by your parents. And then some of the desires that they didn't give you that you complain about. That's what you know about life. You know nothing, though. You know nothing, though. You haven't lived yet. And guess what? Because you haven't lived yet, you have more energy than anybody. You got enough energy, you could jump and go through the roof. You have so much energy, you can make Hajj and not even get tired. You like that? Yeah. You got to stop. Because this is young guy, he's going, he's just going, right? So because of all of this energy that you have, you don't have any wisdom. And so when I say bridge the gap between our elders and our youth, I'm not talking about just like, respect your parents, be merciful to the kids. I mean, that too. But everyone hears it all the time. The way that we really get there is you match the wisdom of our elders with the energy of our youth. And we will continue to be the most successful group of people in this world. I'm telling you, everybody, when you go home tonight, please put the facades down. And I know many of you are coming from different cultures. And perhaps maybe inside of your house is the only place now where your culture exists, and you want to hold on to that. I get that. But all of your first generation kids that came, they are not from the culture. Technically by blood, because you're their father, but they're Westerners, man. They're Canadians, man. They're Americans, man. And you have to understand that to get a better result out of them. On the flip side, hey, children, your parents, they're strongly rooted in their culture. They're not influenced by Canadian society or American society. Don't expect them to be. And respect them and have mercy on them, and don't expect them to understand the things that they won't understand. Better yet, teach them what's really going on, and then they can teach you how to really get along in the West with that wisdom that they have. And I'll end on that. I had like a bunch of other things to say, but from talking to everyone over and over and over, very, very similar issues. Whole groups of guys, whole groups of girls. The biggest things that I see is that we have to bridge this gap. We are losing each other. We have to bridge this gap. We are losing each other. And after that, we have to teach our children, because I told you, they are not influenced by your cultures back home. So we have to teach our children the proper ways to deal with the opposite sex. It is very important. You say, oh, Ibn Ali, why you got to bring that up? Because in the West, that's how Shaitan gets us. Just like that, he does it on the iPhone. They don't have jobs. They didn't buy the iPhone. You bought the iPhone. So, alhamdulillah, I met a youth last night. His name's Amr. If you're around here, come up, inshallah. Where you at, bro? Inshallah, come up, bro. I told him, I said, you look like Puff Daddy, man. Yeah, seriously. You guys don't know who Puff Daddy is, but he was huge back in the day, right? So where we're from, if a person says he spits, he's a poet or he's a rapper or this or that, we say, okay, show me what you got. And so I put him on the spot last night at the university, and subhanAllah, he blew me away, you know? And I want to give him the rest of my time. The reason why is this. I truly, truly believe that through poetry and some of the other creative measures is one of the key ways we're going to bridge this gap with our children. One of the key ways. And so when I hear him, I'm like, oh, he's doing like the B-boy thing, right? He has like the whole thing going on, right? And it's like, but everything that he said was 100% halal. I watched the other young people. They were bopping their heads. They were like, yeah, Amr, yeah, right? So I said, wow, you guys love this stuff. You love this stuff. And guess what? You don't need it to be raunchy. Or we say like ratchet. Like you don't need it to be ratchet, right? It can be completely halal. But because we don't know our religion, we keep getting into this, that's haram, this is not halal, that's this is that. And no one can articulate why. So please, I am begging you, from this point on, don't just teach your children what. Teach them why and teach them how. And I think, alhamdulillah, he can, subhanAllah, these claps are for you. You see, he has energy. He's chasing me off the stage. You see this? Right? So, bismillah. Please give him your ear. Give him your undivided attention. Because I got to tell you something. Your youth is going to listen to him more than me and any other speaker that spoke here today. They're going to listen to their peers. And I think it's time that these conferences, we don't just, get speakers who are popping on YouTube, this and that, to come and speak at people. We have to start building something where the kids speak to each other. Inshallah ta'ala. You ready? off the stage.
Okay. Ready? Bismillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Before I begin, I just want everyone to give Ibn Ali Miller one last huge round of applause. Get to it?
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir! Takbir!
Okay, so I have a poem for you guys, and this poem is based off an ayah in Surah Imran, where Allah says, after A'udhu Billahi Minash Rajim, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. O you who believe, fear Allah and die upon this deen. But how do we die upon this deen if we live in a society where sobriety is deemed unfit, where young girls starve themselves because their jeans don't fit, and young boys walk out on their families like, I don't need your ish. It's crazy. How do you teach your daughter to be a lady when it's literally babies having babies, living by concepts that were forwarded in the 80s? We've adjusted. Allowed politics to sleep with justice, not knowing how far we have dived into injustice. Check it out, it's a hole and we're in it. But instead of helping each other climb out and try something different, we're handing out shovels and we're mindlessly digging, absent-mindedly consenting to put our minds into prison, passing on cultural morals, telling our sons that their wives should spend all their time in the kitchen. This universe is cold. It's got me asking what I'm living for. To assimilate, that's like taking the devil on a dinner date and paying for it. The revolution is coming and I'm staying for it, live from the rainforest, hoping that one day this generation will flourish and unite like an in-sync chorus. All we need is firm guidance in this dangerous world, but sadly mass manipulation using music is how we move. Mainstream media makes it look so smooth, sugarcoating malicious motives, using artists to get their message over. American Idol, Beyonce, and this character named Hove are promoting violence, sex, and never living sober, brainwashing us to become their military soldiers. It's getting realer. They're turning boys into killers, desensitizing our girls as they turn them into strippers, splitting up our people like CP3 split up with the Clippers. When will you listen? Don't let them make decisions on how you're living. Wake up and live your life without obeying the corrupted system. Thank you.
Hey, like poets, right? They like when you clap. But can we snap it up for him real quick? So, alhamdulillah, he's been volunteering all day. He's a good kid, man. Excuse me, he's a good man. I'm a kid. I can't say like he's a kid. I'm a kid, right? But he's a really good young man. MashaAllah. Very, very, very nice young man. His manners are like on 100, you know. I haven't heard him like, even like during, you know, the young boys when we're all together, some of them just say some idiotic things because, you know, they're young men. So young men, sometimes we're idiotic. But he's like always composed everything, you know. And the thing is, he's here, he's working for iLEAD. But how many people here at iLEAD know you had a Jew like that? You didn't need Ibn Ali. You needed him, and you already have him. And you didn't have to look anywhere for him. He was already here. So please, like most things that we need, I'm telling you, some of these things we already have in our own communities and right amongst us. But you can't find gold if you don't mine for it. Same thing with diamonds. You can't get the diamond if you don't search through the community with a fine-tooth comb and give every single rock a chance. So what you just seen, he's young, he's from here, he's working, he's an inspiring poet, an inspiring student. Alhamdulillah, he's probably going to be very successful one day. But what you just seen here tonight, by me giving him 5 minutes on the stage, it's called empowerment. Everybody say empowerment. No. Say empowerment like you really want to empower somebody. Empowerment. Okay, I believe you a little bit. A little bit. One more time. Empowerment. Young, subhanAllah. We can laugh, alhamdulillah. Young people, they need empowerment. And hey, young people, guess what? Our elders need empowerment too. So stop trying to strip them of their authority and put our elders in their proper place above us. And perhaps your children will keep you in your proper place above them. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.